GaeaSynergy is an application suite for geoscientific analysis, mapping, data display, and data management. It uses the synergy within the geoscientific data to effectively and efficiently fulfill the needs of several industries. The program can be used to evaluate contaminants, soil and rock properties, mineral deposits, and oil and gas deposits. It is ideal for the environmental, geotechnical, mining, oil sands, and petroleum industries. GaeaSynergy is comprised of a base application and several optional modules. The base application is free and is used as a platform that all of the other modules build upon. The base application consists of the following components: database management, license management, user management, geographic information system, mapping and gridding, 3D display, import and export. To view more information on a component, click on the component. Otherwise, click next to view the optional modules. Using the optional modules, the program can be used to generate geotechnical test results and reports, lab analysis reports, boring and well logs, cross-sections, and fence diagrams. The following optional modules are available: EDMS, Environmental Data Management System; GDMS, Geotechnical Data Management System; WinLog, Well and Boring Logs; WinFence, Cross-sections and fence diagrams. To view more information on an optional module, click on the module. Otherwise, click Next. For more information, please contact us at sales@geatech.com or visit our website at www.geatech.com. The data in GaeaSynergy is stored in a main database and project databases. These databases are backed up at regular intervals, and if necessary, can be restored from backup copies. The interval between backups is specified in Preferences. A project database will only be backed up if the project is currently open. If necessary due to data corruption or some other problem, a database can be restored from a backup. To restore a database, select Tools, then Databases, then Restore. The backup to restore can be selected from the list. Projects that are no longer in use can be archived, and then subsequently retrieved if desired. Archived projects will no longer appear on the projects list. This can be used to make the selection of more current projects quicker and easier. To archive one or more projects, go to Tools, then Projects, then Archive Projects. The projects to be archived can be selected from the list. Archived projects can be restored by selecting Tools, then Projects, then Retrieve from Archive. The projects to retrieve can be selected from the list. After the projects have been retrieved, they will appear in the project list again. Please click the back button to view more information about other components, or to continue this tutorial. The modules in GaeaSynergy can be licensed on individual computers, a network, or a combination of both. The licenses can either be perpetual or subscription-based. Licenses for the modules in GaeaSynergy can be viewed, purchased, or registered by going to Tools, then Manage Licenses. A form will display the current licensing of the modules. When licensed on a network, the licensing is based on concurrent usage, where the number of concurrent users must be less than or equal to the maximum number of users licensed. The method for licensing will depend upon whether it is a single user or network installation. In GaeaSynergy, the modules are all licensed separately in order to provide the user with the maximum flexibility on how to configure the application. The following information is for single-user licenses. The setup and licensing of a network is discussed in another tutorial. Licenses for a module can be purchased by selecting the module and clicking on the Purchase button on the License Manager form. The Purchase License form shows the selected module and the serial number for the module. These serial numbers are unique for each computer and module. Either perpetual or annual subscription licenses can be purchased. After the license type and quantity have been selected, click on the Purchase button to proceed with the purchase. A secure web page will then be opened in your browser where you can enter the purchase information. When the purchase has been completed, you will be provided by email with a unique order ID. Enter this ID on the form and click on the Register button to register the module. If the purchase or email is delayed, the license can be registered later. After a license has been purchased and not yet registered, it can be registered by selecting the module on the License Manager form and clicking the Register button. The Register form has two tabs, one for automatic registration and one for manual registration. If you purchase the license online and have an order ID, you can enter it on the Automatic tab to register the license. To manually register the license, contact GaeaSynergy with your invoice number and the unique serial number shown on the form. We can be contacted by clicking on the Obtain Unlock Code button. When the Obtain Registration button is used, an email form will be displayed where you can enter your contact information and email it directly to us. After you receive the registration code from GaeaSynergy, you can enter it on the form and then save it by clicking on the Store Unlock Code button. Please click the back button to view more information about other components, or to continue this tutorial. To use GaeaSynergy, all users must log in to the application. There are two types of users, local and network. This tutorial is for local users. Network users are discussed in a separate tutorial on network setup. When the application is installed, it includes a default local user with administrator privileges. The default username is admin with a capital A, and the default password is admin with a lowercase a. To add, edit, or delete local users, go to Tools, then Manage Local Users. To add a new local user, click on the Add button. When users are set up in the application, they are assigned a username, password, and user type or privilege level. Different privilege levels are used to control access to functions of the program and data. The different user types are Administrator, Power User, Limited User, and Guest. Please click the back button to view more information about other components, or to continue this tutorial. The Geographical Information System is the starting point for GaeaSynergy. It is used to organize, find, and select projects. The application can also be used with no GIS. In this case, a list of projects is displayed instead. The type and display of the GIS is specified in Preferences. Web map services use a standard protocol to serve geo-referenced map images over the Internet. Several web map services are available within the application. The web map service displayed for the map can be selected from the GIS toolbar. If you would like to have a web map service added that is not in the list, please contact us. The GIS toolbar can be used to adjust the map display, find, identify, and select features or addresses. Projects can be located on the map by highlighting the project on the sidebar and selecting Locate. The map area can be zoomed in and out using the buttons on the toolbar on the mouse. Layers on the map can be turned on and off using the GIS sidebar. A street view for a point on the map can be obtained by clicking on the down arrow of the Street View button. Then click on the point on the map to display the street view. The heading, pitch, and field of view can be adjusted. The street view can be saved to a project and used in a project view. Please click the back button to view more information about other components, or to continue this tutorial. Gridding and contouring provides a mechanism for summarizing the spatial variation of large volumes of data. If the variable being mapped is relatively simple, and there is a large amount of data, the constructed contour maps will have little error or ambiguity. Otherwise, interpretive judgment will be required to construct a reasonable contour map. Contour maps are used to show gridded and contoured data. The data can be stratigraphic boundaries, soil and rock properties, mineralogy, oil saturation, or contamination. This data can be automatically loaded from the GDMS, EDMS, WinLog, and WinFence modules. Additional datasets can also be entered in this module. After a contour map has been created, it can be included in a project view and printed, used as an overlay for the project and 3D displays, and if it represents a stratigraphic boundary, it can be used to create solids in the 3D display. There are 3 basic steps to create a contour map: data selection, gridding, and contouring. To create a contour map, select New, then Contour Map. The type of contour map is selected first. Then, based on this, the dataset type and the dataset name are selected. Finally, the name of the contour map is specified. Next, the data for the contour map is selected using the Add Data button. This data can be automatically retrieved from the GDMS, EDMS, WinLog, and WinFence modules. The form will display the data that is currently available from these modules. The type of data is used to specify what data to use when there are multiple data points for a dataset at the same location. It can be either maximum, minimum, average, or median. To select a dataset, check the box next to it in the list. The next step is to grid the selected data using the Grid button. Gridding is a method for interpolating data values at regularly spaced locations from irregularly spaced data. This is done using a variety of interpolation algorithms. Most contouring algorithms require regularly spaced values to generate a contour map. There are a wide variety of gridding algorithms, and the most suitable one is typically dependent on the data and the goal of the contouring. For this tutorial, we will use minimum curvature. After the grid information has been entered, click on the Generate Grid button to create the grid. The next step is to contour the grid. Contours are used to show lines of equal value that can be used to show trends and predict a variable between data points. The isolines on the contour map may be represented by lines, variable color lines, or color-filled lines. After the contour parameters have been entered, click on the Generate button to create the contours on the map. The contour map be further edited and then included in a project view, used as an overlay for the project and 3D displays, and if it represents a stratigraphic boundary, it can be used to create solids in the 3D display. Please click the back button to view more information about other components, or to continue this tutorial. 3D views are used to display the data in the project in 3 dimensions. The 3D display uses OpenGL to generate and manipulate the objects in 3D. In order to use the 3D display features of GaeaSynergy, OpenGL version 1.2 or higher must be installed on the computer. To create a 3D view, select New, then 3D View. Next, enter a unique name for the 3D view and click OK. The following data can be shown in the 3D view: boring and wells, cross-sections, contour maps, solid strata defined between contour maps, cutouts through the solid strata, buildings and structures, GIS data, and sample locations. The display of the 3D view can be adjusted using the controls in the sidebar and toolbar as well as the mouse. There are also several display options that can be set. The display of borings and wells can be turned on and off using the boxes beside them in the sidebar. The diameter of the hole size of the borings and wells can be adjusted using the hole size slider on the sidebar. The display of cross-sections can be turned off and on by clicking on the boxes beside them in the sidebar. When a cross-section is displayed, the display of the individual strata in the cross-section can be turned off and on by clicking on the boxes next to the strata in the sidebar. The samples can be displayed on the view. Their display can also be turned on and off using the boxes beside them on the sidebar. The size of the sample on the display can be adjusted using the slider on the sidebar. The GIS can be overlain on the 3D view using the box on the sidebar. The opacity and elevation of the GIS overlay can be adjusted using the sliders. Contour maps can be displayed in the view by clicking on the checkbox next to them in the sidebar. The opacity and elevation of the contour map can be adjusted using the sliders. After the display has been adjusted, it can be saved and used in project views. Please click the back button to view more information about other components, or to continue this tutorial. A wide variety of data can be imported and exported in GaeaSynergy, including projects, templates, data from previous versions of GaeaSynergy and WinLog, Excel data, AGS data, DIGS data, GINT data, and Muse data. Projects can be exported to XML Exchange files or Access databases. Before a project can be exported, it must first be opened. After a project has been opened, it can be exported selecting File, then Export, then Project select, whether to export it to an XML file or Access database, and then specify the file name. GaeaSynergy projects can be imported from XML Exchange files and Access database files. When importing a GaeaSynergy project, no project can be open at the time. To import a project, select File, then Import, then Project, then whether it is an XML Exchange file or Access database. Then select the file to be imported. GaeaSynergy version 5. Projects can be imported either one at a time or from a list. In addition, templates and lithologic libraries from GaeaSynergy 5 can be imported. Multiple GaeaSynergy version 5. Projects can be imported by selecting File, then Import, then GaeaSynergy 5 Data, then Project List. The Import Wizard form will guide you through the steps of importing a list of projects. The first step is to select the GaeaSynergy version 5 database containing the project list. This database is a Microsoft Access file named GaeaSynergy.mdb. After the file has been selected, press the Next button to continue. The next step is to select the projects to import. A list of projects will be displayed using the project list database specified in the previous step. Select the projects by clicking on the box next to the project. The next step is to resolve any conflicts with project numbers. This will happen when the project number of an imported project is the same as the project number of a project already in GaeaSynergy. These conflicts can be resolved either by specifying a different project number for the imported project or by not importing the project. After any project conflicts have been resolved, click the Next button to continue. After the projects have been imported, they will be added to the project list. Data from GaeaSynergy version 4, Strata Explorer version 3, and WinLog version 4 can be imported the same way. Please click the back button to view more information about other components, or to continue this tutorial.